Hey guys, in this video we're going to explore slope. Slope is something you've already seen probably multiple times before. Slope and rate of change, basically the same thing. So when someone asks you the rate of change, they're asking you for the slope. Your job when you find the slope is to see how fast the line is increasing. So what it is the vertical change over horizontal change. That's the fancy way of saying it. The way you're used to seeing it is probably rise over run. If you have a graph and you can count the rise, that's the vertical change. If you count the run, that's the horizontal change. You just divide them, you get the slope. These are the four different types of slope. Positive, negative, zero slope is a horizontal line. Undefined slope is a vertical line. So you'd say slope does not exist or undefined. Okay, let's look at this. Let's use rise over run to do this graph. First, you need 2 points. You can see I already picked them. And let me erase this. The problem might give you 0 points. You need to find them. Remember, a point is only where it's right in the middle of an intersection. So there's 2. I'm going to count rise is up. Run is 1, 2, 3. So it's 1 over 3. Slope is 1/3. That's all slope is. I'm sure most of you guys remember that. You don't need to draw these lines up and over. It's just me making a triangle to count. Let's do 1. The slope, let's see. They pick the 2 points. I'm just going to use rise over run since it's on a graph, and the x's and y graphs go up by the same amount. I'm going to go up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slope, 1/4. Literally all it is. Okay? Make sure it's positive. That is a positive number, and this line increases from left to right, so clearly it is positive. How about this one? 2 points are kind of far from each other. I'm going to be careful as I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over 1, 2, 3, 4. So rise is 6. Run is 4. Don't flip those. It's not run over rise. It's the vertical change divided by the horizontal change. But 6 over 4 you can actually simplify. They're both even numbers. Divide them both by 2. You get 3 over 2. That's it. Slope. Let's look at this one. They didn't pick any points for me. Pick this one and this one. Well, some of you guys are already seeing the answer. You know the answer because of what I just told you here. But let's work it out. If I go rise, to get from this point to this point, it doesn't actually rise at all. So the rise is 0. The run could be any of these. You could run 1. It could be 0 over, it could run 2. It could run 3. It could run as far as you want. But either way, 0 divided by any of these numbers gets you 0. That's why the slope of all horizontal lines is 0, as we learned right here. 0 slope looks like this, horizontal line. Cool. Now, what if you don't have a graph? If you don't have a graph, you can't count boxes. You're not going to sit there and make your own coordinate graph. It's going to take you forever. So there's a formula, okay? Right here. M stands for slope. Don't ask me why, but that is the slope formula. Subtract the y's, subtract the x's, and divide, okay? So let's do this one. First example, using this formula, check it out. They give me 2 points, good. First thing I always want to do, label them. This is x1, y1. That's just fancy way of saying first x and first y. This is x2 and y2, second x and second y. And now you just put them into the formula. Notice, I wrote the formula. Please always write the formula, because if you accidentally put x's over y's or subtract in the wrong order, things get messed up. So now that I have them labeled, take the y2, negative 13, minus the y1, so it's a minus negative 1. Don't drop a negative just because you forget. And the denominator would be x2, which is 10, minus x1, which is 2. And then you simplify. Just go through it. This is actually negative 13 plus 1. That's negative 12. Divided by 10 minus 2 is 8. Cool. I could simplify that. Again, they're both even numbers. I could divide by 2. It'll get me negative 6 over 4, but I got to keep looking. I still got even numbers. So divide by 2 again. You get negative 3 over 2. You could have avoided this middle step by just dividing 12 and 8 by 4 as well. In case you don't see it, though, you can divide by smaller numbers and keep going. Your slope is negative 3/2. Okay? So if I were to graph these points, to get from one point to the other, I would go down 3 and over 2. All right? Good. So now example 2. I want you to use the slope formula. Try it out. I labeled the points for you. Try it, set it up, get a fraction. You might need to simplify. Pause it and give it a try. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully, when you plug in the x and y's, you got that. 6 minus 3 over 4 minus negative 5. And then when you do the math, Let's see what you get. 6 minus 3 is 3. 4 minus -5 is like 4 plus 5. That's 9. 3/9 and 3/9 simplifies. They're not even numbers, but you could divide top and bottom by 3, and you get 1/3. 1/3 is the final slope of the line between these 2 points. Okay? So this line between these 2 points, it goes down, decreases. This line goes up. Up 1/3. It's not a good representation of the video. Up 1/3 looks more like that. We go up like that. Okay? Good. Here's another one. This time they give you a picture. I want you to use the slope formula, even though you know you can probably count the boxes. Use the slope formula for practice right now. Pause. Give it a try. Okay, hopefully you pause. Hopefully you discovered that the 2 points they didn't actually give you, you had to find. And so I picked these two, and then I wrote them out, and I labeled x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, hopefully your setup looks like this. Delete. Subtract the y's on top, subtract the x's on bottom. Simplify that. Ooh, that's a -1 in the numerator. Ooh. -1, and 4 minus 0 is 4. -2/4 simplifies to negative. Ooh, that's wrong. Shouldn't be -1/4. It should be -1/2. Nice try. And? Oh, no, I know what I did. Sorry. Watch me make all sorts of mistakes. This is 1/4. This right here, and use red pen because I marked it wrong. This should not be a -2. 1 minus 2 is actually -1. So this line is actually -1/4, and that doesn't simplify. That's it. You're good. And let's check that. I'm going to put -1/4 here. Let me check that with the graph. To get from this purple point to this purple point, I would go down 1 and over 4. So -1/4. It checks out both ways. Rise over run and the new slope formula. If there's any questions, again, let me know via email, via Canvas, and I'll be available. Thanks.